How many of us start our day rushing from one thing to the next? We're all so busy, aren't we? Always focused on what's next, what needs to get done. It's easy to feel like we're just going through the motions. But what if I told you that there's a way to find more joy, more peace, more meaning in every single day? What if I told you that the secret lies in recognizing the divine acts that surround us all the time? You see, so often we're looking for God in the big, extraordinary moments. But the truth is, God is present in the everyday, the ordinary, the seemingly insignificant. It's in the sunrise that paints the sky with breathtaking colors, in the laughter of a child, in the simple act of taking a breath. Today, I want to share with you 5 ways to open your heart to the miracles that are unfolding around you each and every day. These are simple practices, my friends, but they have the power to transform your life. They have the power to connect you with the divine in a way you never thought possible. Are you ready? Let's begin. My first practice, the one that never fails to fill me with awe, is simply taking the time to observe nature. I'm talking about really seeing the world around us. Stepping outside, even for just a few moments, and looking at the sky. Have you ever really looked at the sky? The way the clouds move, the shades of blue, the vastness of it all? It's breathtaking, isn't it? And then there are the trees. Those majestic giants that have stood for centuries, their roots running deep into the earth, the way their branches reach up towards the heavens as if in prayer. And the flowers, oh the flowers, bursting forth with color and life, each one a tiny masterpiece. When we take the time to truly observe nature, we're witnessing God's artistry firsthand. We're reminded that we are part of something so much bigger than ourselves. And in that realization we find peace, we find connection, we find God. The second practice is one that's so simple yet so profound, saying a prayer of thanks. It doesn't have to be complicated, my friends. It can be as easy as closing your eyes for a moment and saying thank you. Thank you for this day. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my loved ones. Thank you for the food on my table. Thank you for the roof over my head. You see, when we focus on what we're grateful for, our perspective shifts. We move from a place of lack to a place of abundance. We start to see all the blessings that surround us, big and small. And as we do, our hearts open, and we become more receptive to God's grace. Try it. Start and end each day with a prayer of thanks. I promise you, it will change your life. Chapter 3. Being the hands of God. You know, one of the most beautiful ways to connect with the divine is to be a conduit for God's love. To be the hands of God, reaching out to those in need. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It can be as simple as offering a helping hand to a neighbor, volunteering your time at a local charity, or simply listening with an open heart to someone who needs to be heard. When we serve others, we're not only making a difference in their lives, but we're also enriching our own souls. We're tapping into something deep within us, something that connects us to all of humanity. And in that connection, we find God. Remember, every act of kindness, no matter how small, is a prayer. It's a way of saying thank you, God, for all that you've given me. Help me to be an instrument of your love. Chapter 4. Finding the extraordinary in the ordinary. Now, this next practice is all about shifting our focus. It's about training ourselves to see the miracles in the mundane. Because the truth is, my friends, miracles are happening all around us all the time. We just have to open our eyes to see them. Think about it. The fact that we can breathe, that our hearts beat without us even having to think about it, that we can walk and talk and laugh and love, these are all miracles. And yet we often take them for granted. Today I challenge you to start noticing the little miracles. The warmth of the sun on your skin, the taste of your favorite meal, the sound of your loved one's voice. These are all gifts, my friends, gifts from God. Let's not let them pass us by unnoticed. Chapter 5. The stillness within. My final practice is perhaps the most challenging, but also the most rewarding. It's the practice of silence and reflection. In a world that's constantly bombarding us with noise and distractions, finding moments of quiet can feel impossible. But I assure you, it's worth the effort. Because it's in the stillness, my friends, that we hear God's whispers. It's in the quiet moments that we're able to tune out the chaos of the world and connect with the peace that resides within. So, find a time and place where you can be alone with your thoughts. Maybe it's first thing in the morning, before the world wakes up, or maybe it's last thing at night as you're lying in bed. Wherever it is, make it a sacred space, a space where you can simply be, a space where you can listen. Chapter 6. Living in Gratitude. Living a life filled with gratitude for God's acts doesn't require grand gestures. It's about the everyday moments, the quiet observations, the simple acknowledgements. It's about pausing to see the divine fingerprints on the world around us. It's about carrying that awareness in our hearts, letting it guide our actions and color our perceptions. When we approach life with this sense of appreciation, we open ourselves up to a deeper connection with the divine. We start to recognize God's hand in our lives, not just in the extraordinary, but in the everyday miracles that often go unnoticed. Remember, my friends, God is always with us, always guiding us, always loving us. All we have to do is open our hearts and receive His grace. By incorporating these practices into your daily routine, you can cultivate a heart full of gratitude and a deeper connection with the divine. Remember, the acts of God are all around us, waiting to be appreciated.